Hey everyone, it's Dare, and today I'm going to talk to you all about the time that I was catfished. Actually, technically, it was more like my images were catfishing somebody else. It's really crazy, but let's get into it. I don't want to waste your time today. Here is a good old-fashioned story time. Once upon a time, I lived in a house with my boyfriend at the time. He currently now is my ex-boyfriend, which I kind of delved into that story in another one of my YouTube videos. And we live together and all is well in the land. This took place about like 4 years ago, so it's nothing recent. And we had 2 rooms available. So one of my friends came down from Minnesota as well, and she lived with us, which was awesome. She was so great. It was wonderful having her as a roommate. We had an extra room, so we decided to look for another roommate. And we had a few people, but we brought this one girl in because we thought she'd be a good fit. But we all were in agreement, we all got along very well. I then decided, like spur of the moment, because things weren't going very well, that I was just gonna move out. If you guys are interested, I have my Disney success story, which has more information on like what happened between my boyfriend and I. It was this whole thing. So we had these 2 girls that lived with us. One was my friend. We all got along cohesively, then I decided to move out. So there's still 3 people living in the house. I no longer was living there. And every time I'd come by to like pick up boxes, my friend from Minnesota would like kind of talk to me, but like the other girl wouldn't. She would just like stay in her room, which I was cool with. After I moved out of the house, things just kind of like, I don't really know like what happened because I wasn't really involved. Even my friend didn't really like tell me the whole story, which is, you know, like my own fault because I left. I got a message on my Facebook modeling page that somebody was pretending to be me. And I basically like, it happens all the time. If you guys aren't already following me, my Instagram, you can follow me there. And it was kind of like, oh, there's really nothing I can do about it. Like people steal my picture all the time for dating sites or whatever. So this person sends me a message saying that they were on Plenty of Fish, which is a dating app, and that they had found my picture on there and they'd been talking to them for a while. This is where it gets really crazy. Like I had to even like pull up the messages to make sure that I was like quoting this right. And they claimed that they were 28 years old, which rude. That's not even remotely close to how old I am, and that they're from Arizona. He even flat out said that they admitted that it wasn't them, that like they were pretending to be someone else, which I was kind of like, that's weird. Like if you're catfishing someone, you usually don't like give up that easily. Like that's kind of like strange to steal someone's pictures and then once you're caught, like out yourself relatively quickly. He said that when they told him that it was fake or whatever, she flat out said that she knew me and that she was like pretending to be me and that I was a roommate of hers. In my life, I've literally only had 2 roommates, and it was the 2 roommates that I lived with in that house. So I was like, okay, like I'm pretty sure that person's lying because I've only lived with like 2 people and they both are like not crazy and they would never do that. And he's like, oh no, they say that they know you. Like they know some things about you. And this guy, like, is such a nice guy. He's like, well, she said that like this was her actual name and that she like compares herself to you and that she like feels really bad that she doesn't look like you and that she's like just not you or like whatever. Like she compares herself all the time. And I was sitting here like, this is getting really weird. Like this doesn't sound right at all. So I'm like, did you get her name? And he sends me her name and I'm like, what? So I literally was right, like about who it was, but I thought it was so crazy that this person I used to live with would do this. Like to me, it's just like, what the heck is going on? At first, like when he told me that that was her name, I literally was like, there's no way. Like there's legitimately no way that it was that person. So I asked him, I was like, whoa, that's weird that that was my roommate's name. Like maybe this person like dove through the internet and like found things about me that like no one would ever really care to know or find so that they could like steal my pictures and, you know, like do this whole thing. And I'm like, okay, like did she ever send you a picture of her? Like I'm curious. And he sent me a picture and it was her. It was legitimately the girl I lived with. Him and I go back and forth to try to like put everything together. So he wound up having a phone number of hers that she like, because he was like text messaging her, and not only was she legitimately like pretending to be me, she had stolen pictures from my Facebook to make it like look like me. She was sending him all kinds of crazy pictures of me, like selfies and stuff that I wouldn't ever really post anywhere, and she told him like she doesn't have any social media and that like texting was the best way to get a hold of her, because literally she only had text messaging and frickin' whatever this dating app was, were the only two social medias she had ever. He also noticed in one of the pictures that there was a watermark on it. So he looked on the Instagram for that watermark and found it was tagged to me. So this guy did his due diligence and is actually really smart and was able to find and track his way back to actually me and like reporting this content. Looking at all this, it all doesn't really make sense, because if you think about it, why would they make it so easy to track it back to me? Like, it didn't take this guy very long to figure out, like he messaged me saying that like she had just confessed the day before because he caught her and was like, why are you pretending to be this girl? Like, this is messed up. But then like it was like almost too easy for him to figure this all out, that it was a fake. But the story gets crazier. I had him like screen grab me the confession of this girl, basically like claiming that she did all this or whatever. So like I had the confessions and everything, and it seemed like legit. Like it seemed like she was kind of like, I'm so sorry, like I'm lying, I'm not the girl in the pictures, like people just treat me differently, I just wanted to see what it was like to be her, and yada yada yada. Like it seemed like it made sense, but again, it just felt like too easy. So I went all in and was like, why are you stealing my photos and pretending to be me? These photos are owned by the photographer. Like that's why he can legally put his watermark on them. So like we could sue her. And I didn't really want to take this person to court. Like obviously I'm not that crazy, but I wanted to scare her, because it's like, you can't just do this and mess with people's lives because you want to see what it's like to be me, you know, like that's messed up. And she was so confused, and she was messaging me literally saying that like she didn't make it, and that she had this crazy ex, and that he probably made the account. And I literally asked her for that guy's phone number, and I texted him being like, hi, like I literally, same thing. Hello, thank you so much for stealing my photos. You cannot steal somebody's photos and pretend to be them. So again, let's back this up. So this is me and the roommate here. So like we're having this conversation, but she's claiming that she wasn't the one stealing my photos. She claimed that it was her ex-boyfriend. So she gave me his phone number, which I don't even have her cell phone number. So like she genuinely could have been that person on the other like cell phone, you know what I'm saying? She said that the reason he did this to her is because he was this crazy ex and he's out to like ruin her life, is what his whole take is. But what she doesn't really understand and what he doesn't really understand is that like, say that this is all true, he's not ruining her life. Like she's just fine, and it's not ruining my life, I'm just fine. It's destroying my morality with my image, because I don't have dating websites. Like that's just not me. So if you ever see my pictures on dating websites, feel free to just report them, because you know it's fake. The best way to get a hold of me is honestly in the comments here in the YouTube space. So if you guys have any comments, please leave them down below. I don't know, do you guys think this story was true? Like, do you think she legitimately was stealing my pictures but just like made something up so that she wouldn't get in trouble? Or do you think this crazy guy is out to like ruin her life? It's such a weird story. Like, I wish I had the answers to it, because I wonder to this day, like, is that even true? Like, is this girl still out there like pretending to be me? I talked to the other roommate who I lived with, and she honestly was like, that's really crazy. Like, what guy goes through all of that to get back at somebody? Doesn't really make sense. So leave in the comments below if you guys think that that crazy girl was legitimately crazy and made up this whole scenario so that she wouldn't be taken to court. I blocked her on Facebook just for safe measure, because obviously I don't want to dabble in it ever again. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I put out modeling hauls with lingerie and bikinis here on this YouTube channel. Don't forget to watch some of my other videos. I'd really appreciate if you guys watch more videos of my stuff. It'd be really, really great. I really appreciate it. If you want to hang out with me in between uploads, all you have to do is follow me on Instagram. I literally am on Instagram every single day. Right now my Instagram is frozen, so don't be surprised if I'm not posting because it's not working. I don't know what's going on. So don't forget to follow me there. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. I'll be down in the description. Thank you all so very much. I appreciate you all, and I hope you all have a magical day. Bye!